All right, here's a snapshot of where we stand. It's 11:51 Singapore, Hong Kong time, and there's what your markets are doing, mostly down, the exception being the Shanghai Composite in North Asia. Let's take a look now at how some soft commodity stocks in the region are faring this morning. They're down for the most part across the board. IOI flat right now, but look at Sime Darby at the moment, 635. My goodness, it was only relisted recently at a much higher price than that. And there's a look at some of the other palm oil shares in the region. Well, our next guest believes that there may be trouble ahead for Southeast Asian plantations. He says that many of these firms are still overvalued, and he's lowered his forecast for CPO prices from $900 per ton to between $520 and $630 per ton for the next 3 years. Those are palm oil prices that we're talking about. Nirgunan Tiruchelvam is the equities analyst at ASEAN AMRO Securities, part of RBS, and he joins us here on the set. First of all, the first line in your report, Nirgunan, despite the severe sell-off in the palm oil sector, we believe IOI, KLK, and Astra Agri continue to be overvalued. What's going on? Because from a pure valuation perspective, they look traditionally cheap.
Actually, they're not very cheap. We've revised our palm oil forecasts. We actually feel that palm oil prices have bottomed out, and we'll see a modest recovery from the current price of about $470 a ton to about $520 a ton. However, the stocks, in other words, companies like IOI, KLK, and Astra Agro are actually overvalued. IOI and KLK, the Malaysian counters, are trading at about 20 times forecasted earnings.
Okay. So even though palm oil prices will be recovering right now, you still think there's some downside left for these stocks?
Absolutely.
Okay, what about crude oil? We keep hearing that crude is going to go to $40 a barrel. What will that do to the price of palm oil?
I think the correlation between crude oil and palm oil would dissipate in the next few months, because we will see many producers of biodiesel question their basic assumptions and reduce their production levels, because biodiesel doesn't make much sense at the current differential.
Alternative energy is off the cards with oil so cheap.
Exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
Exactly.
What about gold and agri? Why do you like that stock so much?
Gold and agri has been beaten down so much that it presents excellent value at the current price. It's trading at less than 1 time forecasted earnings, because
1 time.
Exactly.
Has it ever been at this level before?
I don't think it's actually been beaten down as much as it has. So it requires a lot of attention because of its excellent value. And it's actually trading at below its replacement cost. The replacement cost is about $7,000 a hectare, and it's trading at about $5,000 a hectare.
Look at that chart. Wow. Yes. It's now at 17.5 cents.
It may have suffered more than others because it's the one stock which you can actually short in this sector. So it may have been the victim of some serious short selling.
Ah, gotcha. You think commodities in general have bottomed out?
Perhaps. Certainly this commodity may have bottomed out. So maybe this is the time to pick it up, because the bull runs in commodities last for about 20 years, and in those 20 years there are some serious corrections, and maybe we are coming to the end of that correction.
Okay, we have all sorts of stories, and we're almost out of time, about all of these hijackings, pirates attacking ships with commodities on them. Does that affect the prices?
It certainly would. The production levels are quite tight, so that would affect the prices of these commodities.
What's your favorite soft commodity to buy right now? Where's the smart money going?
Palm oil. Palm oil is the one to buy, because there will be a steady correction in the price of palm oil.
And you're absolutely convinced it's going to, the connection between crude oil and palm oil, it's not going to be around for much longer?
That's correct.
Okay, well, thank you very much for joining us today. Good to have you on the show.
Okay.
And that was our guest today, Nirgunan Tiruchelvam, equities analyst at ASEAN AMRO Securities, which is a part of RBS, by the way.